She's my dear friend Reena Taneja's sister-in-law. I met her at a sad occasion when she'd lost her father-in-law. That is my friend Reena's father. However, later we found a common ground of connect between us. That is our passion and interest for the world of fashion. She calls herself to be a pampered daughter, though I look at her as a very loving wife and a doting mother. She is, ladies and gentlemen, Vandana Talwar Taneja. Life changed overnight for Vandana when she got diagnosed with highly invasive breast cancer stage 2 in 2017. Let's meet her today and hear from her how she fought her battle as a warrior. Hi Vandana, welcome to my show Beauty Express.
Thank you, Randhika.
So Vandana, since we have told our viewers that you are a breast cancer survivor and we are kind of doing this program especially on that topic. So tell us something that when were you first detected with breast cancer?
I was detected in 2017 August, but I found the lump in around May that year. And I didn't take it seriously. I found a lump and I felt maybe I'm going through menopause, so I shared it with my husband and he also didn't take it too seriously.
Right.
And immediately it was summer vacation, so in June we came back from our holidays and my sister was over and I shared it with her and she said you should go to the doctor, she spoke to my husband and she said it's better you take her to a gynae,
Okay.
So
you went to the gynecologist?
Yes, my husband said okay, it's go for your annual checkup, the pap smear, the mammography and the test, cervical test and all that.
Right.
So when we went to the gynae, she gave me a huge list of the tests, and luckily everything came clear, the cervical cancer and everything.
Okay.
There was just a mammography left.
Right.
And I told my husband, unnecessary, it was a huge expenditure, so he said, let's do it, when we have gone through everything, let's go through this also.
Right.
I did my mammography and the lady there who was doing it, she said, you should do an ultrasound as well.
Oh.
So I said, why? She said, no, I advise you do an ultrasound as well.
Okay.
I was lying on the ultrasound table and she said, is your husband with you? I said, yes, he's sitting outside. So she said, call him in. My husband came in and she said, you should take her to an oncologist. And my husband froze. He didn't even know the meaning of oncologist. Yeah.
Yes.
So he said, what? So he said, I detect something. It could be completely safe, completely non-malignant, but I detect something. You should take her to an oncologist. And I came out of the hospital, and I was like, we were both silent. We didn't know how to address it, what to do, because it was very sudden, Radhika. I have been into fitness all my life.
Correct.
And a regular gym goer.
Right.
And no symptoms, no nothing other than hair fall.
Okay.
I had major hair fall and a lot of fatigue. These were just the two difficult things that I'm having. Other than that, nothing else. So we came home and spoke to my sister again, and luckily, sorry to say that, but a best friend of hers was, her parents were going through cancer and she knew some really good oncologists.
Okay.
So she gave us the number and we luckily got the appointment to meet the doctor the very next day. We went to a Fortis hospital in Gurgaon and there the assistant of this renowned doctor, he checked the mammography and he tells my husband, 99% I suspect she's got cancer. And I burst into tears. And I told him, how can you talk to me like that? You have not seen my reports, you don't know anything, you don't know me. How can you say that I have cancer? He said, ma'am, calm down. You meet the doctor and he'll be able to tell you the
better.
Yeah. So I went sobbing to the oncologist, and he said, what's wrong? Are you okay? I said, yeah, how can your assistant talk to me like that? How can he say I have cancer? I don't have any symptoms of cancer. when such a thing happens, you feel it can happen to other person. How can it happen to me? I am absolutely fit, fine, and no issues, no history. From both, the doctor said, do you have history in your family? I said, no, nothing. My parents don't even suffer, touch wood, from high BP or diabetes.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
So he was like, it's okay, calm down, let's do a biopsy, let's go through this procedure. And we came home, and it was we got the biopsy date for 3 days later.
Right.
And for 3 days, it was like somebody had died in our family. The children caught that vibration. We hadn't told them anything, but they suspected that something was wrong, you know.
But you did not disclose
We didn't disclose it because we wanted to be 100% sure. You know, that hope is inside you that okay, the biopsy will come. The biopsy is going to come wrong. The biopsy is going to come wrong. There's been a mistake. It cannot happen to me. So the biopsy came, and we had to, because it was scheduled that I should get it. It was a highly invasive grade 2 cancer, and I would have to get operated ASAP. So we decided to tell the boys. I have 2 young boys, a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. And when we told them, my older one, very sensible and calm guy, and he says, you'll come back home after the operation, right?
So sweet.
I said, yes, I'll come back home. He said, as long as you'll be fine, you'll come back home safe and sound. I don't care what you have. I'm here to support you.
How nice.
Yes. And my journey then on has, you know, Radhika, I feel after 2 years of this, I feel whatever happens in your life happens for a much bigger purpose.
Yes.
And cancer has been that bigger purpose.
So when you say that something happens for a purpose or for a reason, so what life changes or what life purpose did you find after that?
By temperament, I was an extremely aggressive and hyper person, and very emotional, very sensitive.
Right.
And somewhere everybody, to an extent that everybody used to tell me, you know, you're too hyper, you're too emotional, calm down, girl, calm down.
All right.
Even my boys, Mama, you're screaming, shouting all the time, you know, why are you so hyper? Yeah, but everything used to bother me. Be it my son coming home late at night, husband not eating breakfast, some issue with the mother-in-law, my own mother. I found a reason to be hyper about each and everything. And you know, in that struggle, in that
entire
you forget a lot of other beautiful things in life.
When you feel that you're probably at the edge.
Yes, and I guess because my cancer was hormone driven, I was ER/PR positive. So my cancer was driven by emotions, in a way. Yeah.
And what's ER/PR?
It means hormone driven, estrogen and progesterone positive. So when there's excess of estrogen in your body, your own body becomes against you. Everybody has cancer cells in their body, but when they come together and form a lump, estrogen was the feeder of that cancer.
And that's either, that could be even because of suppressing your emotions?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I want my viewers to understand that it could be any kind of emotions either being suppressed or overexpressed.
Yes, because I was so hyper, and you know, I was 40 plus, and I feel, you know, at 40 something really major starts changing inside a woman's body. And making the other person, even my own husband, though he's a very loving and caring husband, making him understand my point of view became extremely difficult for me. And then the growing up boys, I just couldn't take all that, you know, and I kept a lot of my feelings bottled up inside.
Right.
They just wouldn't come out. There would be aggression and anger on the surface, but the concern and the stress inside just kept bottling up and building up, you know. And that frustration maybe led to me being cancer positive,
Okay. So that's a very important point that you've made for our listeners to understand that even emotions can lead to cancer.
Yes.
Right. And so we were talking about the purpose. So what purpose actually did you find?
The purpose was that I calmed down, and I realized that the support I had around me, my family, was my biggest asset,
Right.
which I never realized before.
Correct.
And you know, the beauty of life and relishing the day-to-day moments of life. In our hustle, you know, for attaining so much in life, we forget the small things in life.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And
we only read in quotes and then
Yes.
also we forget.
Yes, it's momentary.
Yes.
But cancer showed me, you know, that life is much bigger than the day-to-day things.
Right.
And somehow with cancer, a lot of positivity opened up in my mind. And that positivity attracted a lot of
Positivity.
again in my life.
Oh, wow.
I met some amazing, my oncologist was an amazing person, the nurses there, friends reached out from everywhere. I couldn't believe the kind of support I was getting from everybody.
Right. So they all became your support system.
Absolutely.
And helped you heal faster.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So where are you now, right now? Like at what? I mean, like, are you fully recovered or? What
Yes,
is it?
I am fully recovered. My chemos got over last year in January.
Oh, congrats.
And and ever since it has been, I have stopped looking at a long-term goal. I look at short-term goal. My diet has to get normal, my weight has to get normal, I have to start going out again, I have to spend more happy time with my boys. You know, the bigger things have stopped mattering, and it's the small things that have become really important in my life. And most importantly, the support that I got, I have started extending that support outside. I reach out to people who I feel may be needing that support. You know, I have formed a support group on Facebook, and I formed a support group called Soul Talk on Instagram.
Very nice.
Yeah, where, you know, there is so much bottled up inside us women, so much,
Right.
that all you need is somebody to listen to.
So true.
And that is the support.
That we look for.
Yes.
Right. So, are there any kind of myths that are associated with cancer, and any facts that you would like to share?
Like I told you earlier, that emotions and keeping things bottled up inside are a
this
huge.
is even, you know, news to me that even emotions can lead.
Yes. I think anything in excess today, be it stress, be it your vices in lifestyle, can lead to cancer today. And the myths are that, sadly, our oncologists, our doctors tell you everything is okay. It's okay to eat whatever kind of food you like, whatever you're doing, continue with that lifestyle, which I feel just aggravates the problem. I was under the guidance of a holistic guru, and he told me a pregnant woman feeds the best to her child. Why don't you eat all the rubbish and the junk food? And why don't you eat, why don't you indulge in all the vices at that time?
Correct.
Why are you suddenly now asking me that how do I change my life? You should know it, you are a mother.
Right.
So when there is something growing inside you, be it cancer, how will you kill it?
Absolutely.
Change your lifestyle.
Right.
The stress and the hyperness that you're feeding that cancer is just aggravating it. So cut the supply of the stress and the hyperness.
And what about the diet?
The diet was completely, I gave up sugar, which they say again is a cancer feeder, processed sugar.
Right.
And I gave up milk products, because they say milk is extremely harmful for us because it's hormone fed cows. To increase the production of milk, they feed hormones to the cows, and which gets transmitted to us through the milk and the curds. And I gave up again non-veg for the same reason, because adulteration. Yes.
And what are the facts?
Facts are that if you decide that you want to heal, nothing can stop you.
Wow.
Nothing.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
And one last message to the women out there who are listening to you.
I would like to tell women these 3 points to remember, you know.
Yes.
First is love yourself. There's nobody more important than yourself. If you are happy, you'll be able to keep everybody happy.
True.
Second is forgive yourself.
Right.
There are so many things that happen in our life, and we take that burden on ourselves, and we keep it inside us, and we keep building that up inside us. So it's okay, just forgive yourself, don't feel guilty all the time. And the third thing is learn to spend time with yourself, because only then can you actually find happiness.
And that's the time when you're introspecting.
Yes, and that's when you build up on your reserves of positivity to deal with the other negativities in your life. Unless you don't have that supply inside, you will be unable to deal with anything outside.
Awesome, Vandana. That's very nice. And I hope our listeners would also benefit with your talk. God bless you and have a very healthy life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.